Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today we're going to be talking about using audio files in your Android app. And what we're going to do first is we're just going to trigger this audio file by starting up our application. So we're just gonna, in this first lesson, show you how to get an audio file working in your application. And luckily it's not too bad, and it's nothing too out of where we've been already with our Android learning. So what we're going to do first is we're gonna have to create a folder inside of our res. So inside of your project and then your resources folder, click on your resources and go to new, and then down here to folder, and we're gonna name this folder raw. RAW. And what we're going to do is we're going to put an MP3 file in here, and I have an MP3 here amongst some of my files here that is cheer.mp3, and this is an audience cheering very loudly, and this is going to launch whenever we open up our app for whatever reason. Now keep in mind, I'm not going to put an app out that does this. This would really piss a lot of people off. This would be totally obnoxious if you had an app that made a sound every time you turned it on. But for demonstration's sake, we're going to do it, and then in the next video we're going to modify this. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag this into my raw folder, and it's going to ask me if I want to copy them. I'm going to copy this. That makes a copy and puts it in the raw file, as well as leaves your original file intact, which is exactly what I want. So here we have our cheer.mp3. So what do we need to do? Well, if you remember, when we referenced anything before, we had to make that item in our code first before we could access it. So the same thing, we're going to do that with this. And what kind of data type is this? We've had a text view, we've had edit text, we've had strings, we've had all kinds of data types. Well, this is a media player. So to get this media player going, we just have to make a new media player. So we can say media player, and then we're going to name it, and this is just going to be cheer. And you're already going to know some red underlines. If you hover over media player, it's going to ask you to import it. Let's import it. That will get rid of that. And then we can do it equals. And just like we've done before, we're going to say media player, and it's a capital P there, dot create, and then inside of parentheses, you can see it already fills some stuff in for us. The context is going to be main activity, and then we're going to do dot this, and this other item here, the resource ID, is going to be r.raw. Remember, this is how we access our resources, so we do r.raw this time, and then we say dot, and you see cheers there. So let's click enter, it auto-fills us in. Let's finish this off with a semicolon, and let's save it. So it's underlining and saying that cheer is not used at all, which I know this. And if you remember where we are, this is on our onCreate. So when the app is created, it's going to go do all of this stuff. It's going to set the content view, it's going to set all these variables, and then we have our onClick listener. So if you would imagine, if you want something to play when the app loads, you're going to want it to play in the onCreate. And of course we need to do that after we declare what cheer actually is. So to get cheer to start here, all we have to do is say cheer.start, and then as you can see, it auto-fills us in, finish it off with a semicolon, and let's run our app. I just click this, and let's bring our emulator to the forefront here. When our app loads, we should hear some awesome applause. So now everybody's super psyched that we just loaded up this app, so they're cheering. But so this is how we interact with audio. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use this audio in a different way. We're going to press a button to get this audio. We're going to have it cheer when we get our right number, and you can start experimenting with it already, but you might run into some problems. So in the next video, we'll cover all that stuff. As always, if you have any questions, leave a comment on the video. Hit us up at Twitter, Level Up Tuts. This is Scott, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye.